A single $200 million investment is about to change the chocolate you eat forever. We're going to dive in to how one country at the very heart of the cocoa world is finally flipping the script on its most valuable export.
Okay, so first things first, let's just get our heads around the scale we're talking about. A whopping 40%. That's almost half of all the cocoa beans on the entire planet come from just one country, Côte d'Ivoire. They are, without a doubt, the king of cocoa.
But that leads to this huge, nagging question, right? If they grow so much of the world's supply, why do they see so little of the profit from the multi-billion-dollar chocolate industry? Well, that's the puzzle we're piecing together today.
To really get what's changing, we've got to look at how things used to be. For decades, Côte d'Ivoire has been the world's cocoa capital. But, that title always came with a pretty big catch.
For ages, the playbook was brutally simple. Farmers would grow and harvest the beans, and the country would just ship them out, raw. All the really profitable work, the magic of turning a bitter bean into delicious chocolate, that happened thousands of miles away.
But that whole story, it's finally starting to change. And it's all thanks to a massive bet from a global agribusiness giant.
$200 million. Let that sink in. That's the amount global player Olam Agri is pouring into expanding its ability to process cocoa beans right there inside Côte d'Ivoire. Now, this isn't just some small factory upgrade. This is a total game changer, an investment designed to really shake up the entire industry.
So what do we actually mean by processing? Well, it's that absolutely crucial industrial step of taking the raw beans and turning them into the building blocks of chocolate. Products that are way more valuable and ready for export.
So what's actually coming out of these new facilities? Well, we're talking about cocoa liquor, which is the base for all chocolate. That rich cocoa butter that gives it the perfect texture. And of course, versatile cocoa powder. These are no longer just beans. They're valuable, semi-finished products. They're export gold.
Okay, so what does the shift actually mean for the country itself? This is where the story gets really, really powerful. It's all about capturing that economic value right at the source, instead of just watching it sail away on a container ship.
Just look at the difference here. It's night and day. The old way meant selling a low-value commodity, totally at the mercy of crazy price swings. But the new way, that's a whole different ballgame. It means exporting higher-value products, creating stable industrial jobs, and bringing that opportunity back home. It's a total flip of the economic model.
And the cool thing is, the benefits just ripple out. This kind of investment brings in more foreign currency for sure, but it also creates skilled jobs, beefs up local roads and transport, and builds an entire industrial ecosystem. And crucially, it creates stronger, more stable ties with the small farmers who are the foundation of it all.
But hold on, this isn't just a feel-good story about national development. Nope, there's some serious hard-nosed business logic for why a global company like Olam Agri is making this move. It's all about building a smarter, more resilient supply chain for the 21st century.
For Olam, this is all about control. They can trace their products from the bean all the way to the butter, they can cut shipping costs, and they can lock in better profits in a super volatile market. Plus, and this is a big one, it ticks that huge box for sustainability that you and I, as consumers, are demanding more and more.
And listen, they're not just doing this on a whim. The big chocolate manufacturers all over the world, the folks who make the candy bars you actually buy, they're the ones demanding this. They want to know exactly where their ingredients come from, and processing right at the source makes that kind of traceability a reality.
All right, let's pull back and look at the big picture here. What does this one investment in this one country tell us about the future of how we grow and make our food? It might just be the blueprint for a whole new global model.
Because when you really dig into it, you realize this strategic shift. It's about so much more than just cocoa beans or making a better chocolate bar. It's about a much bigger idea.
This quote from our source material just nails it. Origin-based processing is no longer optional, but central to competitiveness. In other words, making stuff where you grow it is moving from a nice-to-have to an absolute must-have. It's how you're going to compete in the years to come. And if there's one thing to really take away from all this, it's this. For decades, big money chased the countries with the most land, the most acreage to grow crops. Now, the smart money is chasing countries that also have the infrastructure, the factories, the logistics, the ports to process those crops. It's a fundamental shift in how global capital thinks.
So that leaves us with this really fascinating question to chew on. This is happening with cocoa,
But think about the coffee in your cup, the spices in your kitchen, maybe even the rubber in your shoes. What other products in your life are just waiting for their own $200 million transformation?